Okay, I have to tell somebody this, and I don't really have anyone else to tell, so I'm just gonna tell TikTok. Basically, my fiance and I just moved in together, and I'm really excited about that. But it's really important to me that I don't become the default for everything in this house or with the children in the future, or just make him a lazier version of himself because I do things for him all the time, and then it turns out he won't do basic things like take care of children and clean the house in the next 5 years. So, anyway, this morning he asked me if I would wrap his mother's birthday present, to which I said no. He looked at me like, no, but you're better at wrapping. You're better than me at wrapping. It would look better if you did it. And I can tell that he was really upset about it, but I just feel like I need to set a precedent so that I'm not taken advantage of to then buy his mom's present. Think of what to get her for Christmas, for holidays, then to wrap it, then for the kids too, for the dog, all these things. It just turns into a spiraling situation that I don't want to be a part of. So I do have a box of wrapping paper and supplies with scissors and tape that I did give to him. And he was a little upset about it. It kind of huffed and puffed while he did it and told me that if I did it, it would have looked better. And I just feel like I gentle parented him to say, no, it looks great. You did amazing. And I'm sure there's going to be men in my comments saying, oh, well, you should just take care of your fiance and you should just do this and you should just do that. But then I also feel like I'll have women in my comments saying, no, you did the right thing because this will spiral. I've heard it from so many women who have been married for years. I've heard it from my grandparents. I've heard it from people here on TikTok. If I start doing things like that for him now, it'll never end. I mean, what do you think? Is that the right thing to do or no?
She's definitely onto something here. Setting boundaries from the beginning is so important, especially if she wants a balanced partnership. It's easy to fall into roles where one person does all the extra tasks, and that can lead to resentment down the road. By saying no now, she's making it clear that she won't be the default for every little thing, which can keep things fair in the long run. And hey, it's actually a good thing for him too, learning to handle these basics independently. What do you think? Would you do the same?
Get ready with me for day one of never seeing him again. As a lot of you guys have guessed, me and my boyfriend did break up. And last night was probably one of the hardest things that either of us have ever had to do. This is what I mean when I say don't trust social media, because our relationship has never been easy, and it's really hard to accept that when you're young and in love, but there comes a point where it's just too much, and honestly neither of us deserved the relationship that we were in. This is his shirt. Last night I was supposed to give him everything back, but I just needed a shirt. And last night was so hard because it was so good. You know, you love someone when in the end you both can just be mature and set aside your differences and wish each other the best and have like one last good everything, you know? Sorry, just give me a second. I need a cry break. I just woke up. I'm not allowed to cry anymore. But I got home at 2 a.m. because neither of us could walk away. At the end of the night, after literally like 5 hours of just crying into each other's arms, like, you feel the love so much. It's so hard to accept that you can't keep going. We've tried before. We broke up about a year ago for like 4 months, and we both really got our stuff together, but at the end of the day, there just seems to always be a pattern. We're both just at the point in our lives where we can't risk it again. Like, yes, what if, but we just can't put ourselves through any more of that. And it's so hard because like you want to change, like I want to change, like I want to keep it going. I don't want anyone else. I'm genuinely being so for real. I do not want anyone else. I don't want to talk to anyone. I want him, you know? But at the end of the day, we were both trying to force each other to be the person that we obviously weren't. Especially me. I struggle a lot in relationships. I always have. And this was my first everything, you know? Like, he was literally my first everything. So I'm trying not to feel so much self-blame right now, but literally right now I just feel like it's all my fault, you know? At the end of the day, you know, it takes two people to burn a relationship to the ground, and it's never been easy. In the 2 years we've known each other, it really hasn't been easy. And it makes it so hard to let go because the goods are so good, but the bads are so bad. You hang on to the good things for so long, but there becomes a point where the pain it's not worth it anymore. My boyfriend broke up with me about a week ago, and honestly, I'm so thankful he did. I would have never done it, and it really is true in the saying, loving someone is letting someone go, because We both just have to let each other go so we can be happy. Yes, we make each other happy, but we also just hold each other back from so much. Not purposely, it's out of love, but we did just really love each other so much that we just kind of destroyed ourselves, you know? I have absolutely no ill will towards him. We both wished each other the best. It's just so hard because we didn't play the future card. We just said if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, you know? But it's just so weird thinking that, like, that could be the last time everything, you know. I never thought we'd have to say goodbye. That's what was so hard. And last time we broke up, you know, we just said see you later because we knew it was for each other, but we just can't keep going. And that's the reality. I wanted it to be him and he wanted it to be me, but at the end of the day, there's gonna be someone out there for you, regardless if it is gonna be me or not. Because I think it's just hard for us losing a person that's been through everything with them. The last 2 years of my life has been the hardest years of my life I've ever had, and he's been there through all of it. And same for him. We've just cried to each other. We laughed with each other. Like, he knows everything about me. I have a lot of stuff that goes on, and it's just scary to think that there's like not a person out there that knows me the way he did. You know, I don't want to restart. And I know I didn't have to come on and post any of this or talk about any of this, but I know how hard it is to leave toxic relationships because we've never been able to. I need to heal, he needs to heal, and I want to document that process, whether it just helps me or it helps other people. This is something that's real, and it's something that people ignore and overlook. It's gonna be a roller coaster. Some days are gonna be really, really hard, and some days are gonna be really good and distraction filled. And I have so many big things coming, and I'm gonna look at them as healers and not distractions. And I just hit 1 million yesterday, and that's the day me and my boyfriend left. He's been there from the start. He's been there from before all of this, and it's always just been that like marker that we were like so ready for. And I hit 1 million yesterday and we were both so happy. Anyway, I'm ready and I'm gonna try and clean today. I just really hope you guys are understanding my emotions right now. It's gonna be so on and off. Some days I might be in my healing era, some days I might be in my sad girl era, and I have no idea how I'm gonna cope with this yet. But I am gonna be honest on my platform because this is genuinely one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through, and I know there are so many people going through it. Especially at this age, toxicity is so hard to walk away from, but at the end of the day, everyone can do it, and I want you guys to see me come out of this a better person. I love him with my whole heart. I'm sorry, the waterworks. But I could not be more thankful that we were both mature enough to last night to have one last good night and just say our goodbyes and show each other the love that we've always had and be able to leave with no regrets. I feel like we both got the closure we needed, and now it's time to start healing. Hopefully this helped you. Maybe it didn't. I'm gonna go clean my room and stuff. I hope you guys have a great day. Peace out. Love you. Bye.
This video feels so raw and real. She's putting her heart out there, sharing what it's like to let go of someone you still love deeply because the relationship just isn't healthy anymore. A mix of love, sadness, and hope she is expressing is so relatable. It's that point when you realize loving someone isn't enough if it means sacrificing your own peace. It's incredibly mature of her to want closure and to focus on healing, even though it's heartbreaking. She's turning this into a journey to grow and find strength. Anyone who's been through a breakup like this can see she's doing the right thing, even if it's so hard.
$25 an hour to watch 2 kids. Don't have expenses that big. Why don't you go find a real job? Because watching someone's kids is not that hard. You know what y'all girls are out there doing? That you need to be paid $20 and $25 an hour? Literally robbing these people.
I know this is so hard to believe, but childcare is a real job. Minimum that nannies and babysitters should be making is $25 an hour. Do you not think that what moms do is really hard? Nannies and babysitters are people who assist in raising children, which is what mothers do. You just get paid for it because it's not their own children. I really don't have much to say to people like this, but the one thing I do have to say, you are dragging the industry down for everyone else. That's awesome that you're using babysitting to pay for your gas. That's not the case for everyone, and just because you will take 10 doesn't mean that's what your work is worth. It doesn't mean that's what everyone else's time and work is worth. It's such a slap in the face to everyone who has made a career out of childcare. I just feel like I make one of these videos every week at this point. A nanny is a luxury, a babysitter is a luxury. Having someone come to your house and care for your children while you are out doing something that you want to do childless is a luxury. Like, that is not a right, not a, hey, this is just a little side cash job for $10 an hour. So like this girl feels like childcare is easy too. Maybe you should go into the industry because that's a sign that you do well with children and that children like you. Childcare is the opposite of easy. It's really exhausting emotionally, mentally, physically. It can be exhausting. The price that a lot of people pay for childcare is not necessarily the difficulty of the job, even though that is part of it that's factored in. What people are paying for is the peace of mind to have a trustworthy person raise their children. Even if you don't want to use the phrase raising kids or assisting in raising, the nanny or the babysitter is the biggest influence on your child. And knowing that the person who is having the biggest impact and the most influence on your child's worldview, behavior, attitude, perspective, growth, development, the list goes on, is priceless. Like, there's not a price you can put on knowing that someone is taking not only good care of your child, but making sure they are learning and growing every day. I think moms have the most important and most difficult job out of anyone in the world. Raising the next generation of people that are going to make up society. Those people will then go make up all the other jobs in society. And who raised them? Moms, and mostly women, nannies. Literally can't. If you are a nanny or babysitter making $10 an hour or 12 or 15, stand up, advocate for yourself, because that is ridiculous. And you should be making minimum $25 an hour, 20 if you have no experience at all. I hope everybody has a great night, and I hope that if you're working, you're getting paid more than $10 an hour.
This video really breaks down the reality of childcare. It's not just babysitting for a few bucks. It's about trust, influence, and the peace of mind parents get knowing their kids are with someone reliable. Think about it. Nannies and babysitters aren't just watching kids. They're helping shape these young minds, their behavior, even their values. And that's worth way more than $10 an hour. The expectation of a fair wage for that level of responsibility makes total sense. At the end of the day, these caregivers are doing some of the most important work out there, and they deserve to be compensated fairly.